Hello, welcome to the queue. It is Operation 20th Corps. It is turn 16 for the KMT and USA. KMT has $1. They'll buy nothing. The Burma Road is open, so we will collect $3, and that's it. So we'll have $4 for next turn. No need to even look at the board. Next up is the USA, and they have, what is that, $76, $78. So we're going to lend lease the KMT an anti-aircraft gun. We're going to place a heavy cruiser on the board. We're going to advance a heavy battleship and a heavy carrier. We're going to place a heavy battleship on the board. We're going to build a destroyer. We're going to start a naval port, major naval port. 2 militia upgrades, 3 militia. We've got a fighter we're going to build in London because we have Triumph of Capitalism. We're going to build a fighter or a jet fighter, infantry, advanced artillery, and a attack transport. And that is all our dough. That's our tech rolls, and none of them really matter. So let's see. We need a white and an orange. So these are the 7s. And of course, well, we got 2, green and white. So we got radar and advanced mech. So advanced mech goes up, and that's our first hit on radar. We've been trying radar for a while. Not that we need it, but it's been on the board. Now we got 3 at 8, and let's see if we get any of those. And this is cocked at a 9 and a 10, so that should have been a hit, but it wasn't. All right, so that's it. So the tech rows continue, averaging about 2 a turn. Now you look at the board, and we got a lot completed, but it's been a slow go getting there. So let's look at some combat. We got some combat. We got a little payback in Tripletania. We tried to force Italy's hand, and they came out and played. Didn't know they were going to do that. So we got a light armor coming out of Tunisia. We got a medium bomber coming out of Gibraltar. 1, 2, 3. He'll have a movement of 3 left. And that is our only attack on the Med. In the Middle East, we got a carpet bombing. No, we don't. That's what we had. But now we've got factory bombing, my favorite. So it's in Calcutta, this heavy strategic bomber. It'll come out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to hit that Russian factory in Transcaucasia, and then we'll have a movement of 3 left. All right. Next up here in the Pacific, we got 2 subs convoying in P50, and the rest of our fleet is all going to move to P60 here, and I'll just put them down here to the side of this card. So that will be, well, let's do our transports first. We've got, oh, I didn't realize I had 3 transports. So 1 transport comes over, 1 here to P61, grabs the 2 infantry in Australia, and up into P60. And those 2 guys will go into Burma. This attack transport will come over and do the same, and the artillery and a marine, they'll go into not Burma, Borneo. And then the 3rd transport, which is not an attack transport, will bring the marine and artillery over. So I'll put the artillery out here to the side because it doesn't come in until round 2. So we have 6 going in, so we have the ability for 6 bombards. So I'll put these up here, 3 battleships and 2 heavy cruisers. That's all we got for bombard. All right, so that is all hitting Borneo, and then we'll be in P60 with the British fleet along with all these other ships. I'm just going to move them there to be done. All right, so that's it for those. We do have a fighter from Sumatra, comes over, has a movement of 4 left because of the air base. And the tactical comes over from the carrier, 1, 2, and has a movement of 3 left, but it's landing on the carrier there. These are non-coms. Oh, no, nope. We got our bombing. We're going to continue to bomb Wake until we get it. I think that's it. Yep, non-coms. All right. So let's look at our first battle here, and then we'll just work our way over. Grab some dice. All right, so there's some dice. All right, so first we got a light armor at a 2 because of the desert, of course, and the medium bomber at a 7. Gosh. The Italian infantry at a 4. All right, round 2, switching dice. That's a 2 for the armor and a 7 for the medium bomber. Oh my gosh. And the Italian infantry defends at a 4. All right, let's change dice again. Round 3, 2 for the armor. Bingo. Italian infantry at a 4. Yes. All right. So we take it back. It doesn't mean anything. We just killed the Italian infantry. Which, you know, we got to get him out of Africa. All right, so that's it. He'll land later. Let's go over here. Let me grab... Let's do the attack on the factory first. So I'll need 3 D6s. Oh, we're going to use these big chief dice. All right. So this will be the anti-aircraft, and it has to be at a 1 because I have the heavy bomber tech. All right, misses. So we do 6, 8 damage. I think 5 is the max for a minor factory. So we'll put a 5 there and go from there. All right, so that is over. Put those dice back. Oh, that was a much better roll there. Take these dice and we'll come over here. Where can I set it? I guess I'll set it over here. We have... Oh, you know what? I need the convoy dice. So let's get going here. All right, so the first sub, and we'll have the ghost dice as the US, of course. Second sub. Oh my gosh. Well, actually, that would be... No, that's nothing. What are the odds? Get away from me. All right, so the last battle here is in Borneo. We've got 3 battleships bombarding at 4. Nothing. And we have 2 heavy cruisers at 2. Nothing. All right. We do have 1 artillery that comes on that attack transport at a 3. Borneo is not mountainous. All right. Oh, gosh, we're rolling like garbage. All right, so that means we've got 1 Marine boosted to a 3 and 1 Marine that... 1 Marine's boosted by the artillery to a 3. The other Marine is boosted to a 3 by the attack transport. And then the 2 infantry will be at 1 or 2s. So colored dice at 2, white dice at 3. There's a hit. So we got 1 of the 2 militia. And now we've got our 2 planes. The fighter at a 6, that hits. All right, so the 2 militia fire back at 2s. 2 7s, nice. So that is it for that. I'll get rid of that. All right, so Borneo is 2 for the U.S. So in Borneo is 2 infantry, 2 Marines, and then this other artillery, so 2 artillery. And these ships are all in P60, and I'll just spread them out down here for ease. We'll land back on the carrier. The fighter will land on the carrier as well. So we got different plans. All right, so convoy rating's a failure. So we've landed our planes. We got to land this plane here. It has 3 left, so 1, 2, 3 to Maharashtra. There's an air base there. So that will be good for us. Get all this out of the way. All right, so over here, we're going to land this medium bomber, 1, 2, 3, into Upper Egypt. And I'm just going to put the U.S. forces over here in Saudi Arabia because these two transports are coming up. And I guess, does it matter which side I'm on? We'll put the attack transport in port. Or will we? What to do? What to do? I don't think the Italians will come over. So we'll put the attack transport here in Lower Egypt and a regular transport up here in Upper Egypt. Well, they're both in Upper Egypt. Just one's on the Red Sea side and the other is on M8 side. And they are bringing airborne, infantry, marine, and tank. That'll all go into a medium tank. That'll go into Upper Egypt. And the battleship carrier fighter attack will come into M8. Over here, we've got a destroyer, comes over 1, 2, 3 into M8. And this transport will come out, grab the infantry and advanced artillery, put them in Gibraltar, and go back in port. In Gibraltar, this destroyer in A30, 1, 2, 3, 4 into A44. And this infantry walks into Tripoli. I think, I got more moves in the Pacific side. So let's get rid of this dice tray for now. We've got this transport that has a move of, strategic naval move of 4. So it will come out 1, 2, 3, 4 and go in port here in P66. And I don't think I built a transport over there. Let me go look real quick. I had a transport in my build, but I think I took it off. Yeah, because it's just New York now. All right. So that means I have 2 strategic naval moves left. So this attack transport will come out of port here in P29. 1, 2. Grab the advanced artillery. 3, 4, back in port. And it drops it off here in Hawaii. Now from Hawaii, this regular transport will grab one of the 3, one of the other 2 advanced artillery and 1 infantry, and it'll come up and go in port here in Midway. So let's put that there. And we've got a regular battleship that comes from Hawaii in port and goes up to Midway in port. The carrier will come back and go in port. 1 heavy cruiser comes out and goes up in port in Midway. All right. So that's those. We got 2 heavy battleships in P25 that will come and go in port. The heavy cruiser comes out of port. All right, so that means I didn't roll that. Okay, so that's 5 dice. That's the second time I forgot. Here's 4 dice, and I'll just roll one of them twice. So that's 5 at 2. Of course. And the final one, no. All right, well, that's 2 attacks for no gain. He'll go back to Midway. So now I've got my subs. This sub here in P29 comes out 1, 2, 3 up into P4. This sub here in P22 has a sub base 1, 2, 3, 4. And this sub down here at P66 comes up 1, 2, 3 into P36. All right, what else do we got? We've got our coastal sub, which will stay in P22. This other coastal sub comes up 1 to P22. We got a jet here in Hawaii. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fiji's a much better place to be. All right. Okay, so the jet that's in San Francisco flies out 1, 2, 3, 4 on the midway. All right, I believe now we are complete with our moves. All right, so here we're going to place the heavy, and we're going to move these two heavies up, and that leaves Germany all alone. Everyone else has built everything, so we'll just place that now in P25. All right, so we do have some placement on this side this time. We're going to use this shipyard to place this destroyer. And this ship, our major port here, we're going to build on that sea zone in Portugal where the sea zones meet, 35 and 44. And the destroyer goes here at that shipyard. New York gets these 4 items, which is a strategic. It's a attack transport, infantry, advanced artillery, and a jet. And in Britain is this P-47. That's a pretty cool fighter. He'll go in there. And let's see. We are building one of our militia over there. One of the upgrades goes here in Portugal, and then the militia. Militia goes in Tripoli. And then the other upgrade and militia will go on the far side. Let's place this on the build queue, and let's grab that anti-aircraft gun. And that will be it for the U.S. All right, so on stage 2 will be a heavy cruiser and those 2 items. We will do the upgrade here in Midway and militia. And then our anti-aircraft gun can come out of the far coast, travel all the major ports, all the way here and up the Burma Road and into Yunnan. So our forces are getting reduced, but it is what it is. All right, that will be it for the U.S. I'm going to do a recap now. So if you don't want to hang out, no need to. It's rather boring for others, but we got to do it for gameplay. So in New York is an attack transport and infantry, advanced artillery, jet fighter. In London, we have a fighter and a rocket. In Portugal, infantry, militia, destroyer and A-35, destroyer and A-44. In Gibraltar is a advanced artillery, infantry, and in port is a transport. Tripoli is an infantry, militia, light armor in Tripolitania. M8 is a destroyer, battleship, carrier, fighter, tactical. In upper, is it upper? No, it's lower Egypt, is a regular transport on the A8 side, or M8 side. On the I-5 side is the attack transport. And in lower Egypt, it's always weird how that's said, is a medium bomber, infantry, airborne, marine, medium armor. Going over here, we've got a heavy strategic bomber in Maharashtra. In P-50 is 2 subs. In Borneo, 2 infantry, 2 marines, 2 artillery. Our fleet here in P-60 is 2 destroyers, a light cruiser, fighter, tactical, carrier, attack transport, 2 regular transports, 3 battleships, 2 heavy carriers. Moving over, we've got a jet in Fiji, enjoying the good life. Samoa is 2 infantry, militia, and port is a transport. P-36 is a sub. P-43 is a sub. P-4 is another sub. P-22 is 2 coastal subs. In port and midway is 2 battleships, transport, and a heavy cruiser. And the infantry there. All right, so in midway, I'm going to have to maybe do some shipping, but not a lot. So there's 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 infantry, 1 militia, 1 airborne, 1 artillery, 1 fighter, 1 jet, 1 advanced artillery, and a fortification. In Hawaii is in port 2 heavy battleships, a carrier, attack transport. In P-29 is a heavy cruiser and a destroyer. In Hawaii itself is a fighter, 2 militia, 4 infantry, 1 anti-aircraft gun, 2 advanced artillery, and a strategic heavy bomber. In P-25 is a heavy battleship, and in San Francisco, a lone infantry, and finally up there north in Alaska, sitting out the entire war, is 1 militia. All right, next up is Germany. It will be turn 17, and we will start rolling for the end of the game. Right now, it looks like an Axis win if we roll out at the end of turn 17.